It's your boy E.T. Hey, we did it, baby. I think we can say Happy New Year. That's right, baby. I don't care how successful you were. It's a wrap. It's over. I don't care how much of a failure you thought you were. It's a wrap, baby. We all have one thing in common. Happy New Year. It's the clean slate. That's right. Your boy E said it. It's a clean slate. So you can have it. You can do it. You can be it. All right. But you got to do me a favor. Last year, we talked about getting to the spot. We talked about getting to the spot, baby. That was our thing. We're going to get to the spot because in the spot is miracle territory. That's how it went viral. I was where I was supposed to be when I was supposed to be there, and I did my thing. And you took me from just an advisor at Michigan State to being worldwide. All right, but I'm taking you to a whole nother level. This is not the year to get to the spot. We've been there, we've done that, all right. Now, listen to me. It ain't about miracle territory this year. All right, we've been in miracle territory. Now, 2012, the theme, baby, you got to feel it, you got to love it. The theme is expansion. Accept the challenge. You heard what I said, baby, accept the challenge. All right. And so there's some things you accomplished. That was 2011. Forget about it. I wrote the book in 2011. It's a wrap. It's over. I did the iTunes. It's a wrap. It's 2012. We're trying to do the second book. All right, we're trying to make sure the audiobook come out. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to pursue and get that PhD. Are you hearing what I'm saying? 2012, accept the challenge. So 3 things you need to do for me. Now listen to me. This is your year, baby. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. This is your year. This is your year. I got to say it before we get started. I don't care what happened in 2011. This is your year. All right? What you did in 2011 doesn't count. They say an artist is only as good as his last piece. And so get to that masterpiece. 2011, it's over. 2012, get to that masterpiece. So I'm going to leave you with 3 things, baby, 3 things. Number 1, first thing you got to do, man, to accept the challenge, all right? We got to get rid of pain this year, all right? No excuses. I put up with it last year. Don't call me. Don't write me about pain. Listen to me. All roads to success, you got to go through pain. They are success. When you travel down success, you got to go through the road of pain, baby. I told you before, if it was easy, everybody would do it. Forget about it. If you think it's going to be easy, if you think you're just going to get that business started without any trials or tribulations, forget about it. You had a baby when you were in college. If you think it's going to be easy to graduate with a child, you got to work 8 hours a day, you got to go to school, you think it's going to be easy, forget about it. All right, don't even try to be successful. It's a wrap. It's not going to be easy. But I want you to feel that pain going through your body. And as pain leaves your body, guess what's going to take its place? Success. And so you got to change your mindset. All right, we got to stop looking at pain as if it's something negative. All right, listen to me. If it was easy, everybody was doing no pain, no gain, but I guarantee you if you can outlast pain, if you can get through that pain, if you can get through that discomfort, all right, if you can outlast that discomfort, I guarantee you, baby, on the other side of it is success. Remember what your boy told you. All right, if you're going to be in pain, get something out of it. And in 2012, we're not going to look at pain as something negative. We're going to look at it as something positive. The pain is about to take us pain. We're about to go through a little pain, and then we're going to have a whole bunch of victory. You hear what I'm saying? So change your mindset. Change how you see pain. I want you to welcome it. You heard me say before, how comfortable can you be when being uncomfortable? All right? All right? Well, easy to write the book, right? It's not easy being in a PhD program. Listen to me, your boy is not a writer. I'm not a reader. That's not my strength. But if you know anything about an advanced degree, all it's about is reading and writing. All right, so listen to me. Second thing, I just gave it to you. The second thing as we go into 2012, all right, when you change your mindset, One of the things I want you to do is I want you to embrace the challenge, because you are about doing new things. You are about doing things that are going to. Listen to me. We're not only talking about pain, we're talking about going to pain, introducing pain to us, and then embracing pain. Are you hearing what I'm saying, baby? Are you hearing what I'm saying? I went, listen to me. I knew I was going to be embarrassed going to the PhD program. I knew my writing was suspect. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? I knew it was suspect. I knew going through a PhD program was going to be challenging. Because my reading level is not, where everybody else, I knew it. But I already knew I could speak. I was already a good speaker. I was born speak. I got in trouble as a kid talking. I already knew that was a strength, and because it was a strength, I said, I'm going to go to my weakness, and if I can take my weakness and make my weakness into a strength, that I'll take it to a whole nother level, baby. Oh, that's right, Dr. Thomas. Oh, you couldn't tell. My teachers thought I was going to be a high school dropout. Let a gnome go to college and get a degree. Let a gnome go to the highest level. So listen to me. I want you to embrace it. I want you to start doing things that you've never done before. I want you to start giving stuff a try. Angelina Jolie, y'all know her. Look, man, I blew out the frame. All right. My boy called me. She was on 60 Minutes. He's like, E.T., she says she don't want to be in a bar movie. I'm like, why wouldn't she want to be in bar? She's an actor bar. Like she's like a female action figure. Like, why wouldn't she want to do that? He says she said she didn't want to do it because she didn't want to play in bar. She wanted to be bar. Come on. That's next level thinking. She said, I want to be the first. First female Bond, James Bond. I know you ain't never heard of it before. I know you ain't never thought like that before, but she said she's taking it to another level. She's doing something she's never done before. Are you hearing what I'm saying? This is your year. This is your year to do something you've never done before. This is your year to think in a way you've never thought before. This is your year to accomplish what you've never accomplished before. And you know you can do it because you watch your boy 4 years ago come on the scene, and you watch me every single year grow and take it to an entirely different level. So you know you can do it. All right. I want you to bring it in. Listen to me. This is my last piece right here, man. My last piece is, listen to me. You got to not do things in excellence. You got to become excellent. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Because there's somebody out there who wants your spot. There's somebody else trying to get a scholarship. You're not the only one trying to go to Yale. You're not the only one trying to go to Harvard. You're not the only one trying to go to the NBA. You're not the only one trying to go to the NBA. You're not the only one trying to go to the NFL. And so you got to do one more push-up than they're going to do. You listen to me. It's listen to me. You got to embody excellence. You got to listen to me. It only take one extra push-up. It only take one extra mile. It only takes one extra grade. It only takes one extra effort. It only takes one extra something to get you to where you're trying to get to. And the goal is you got to go a little further than the man who's trying to get what you're trying to get. You got to stay up a little longer. Oh, you're not hearing me. I told you your boy get up at 3 o'clock every morning because I'm not the only motivational speaker in the world doing what I'm doing. And so listen to me in 2012. I dare you to try to get to success without excellence. I dare you to try to shortcut success. I dare you to try to shortchange success. It's not going to happen. There are no shortcuts to success. You can't go around it. You can't go under it. You can't go over it. The only way you can get to it is through it. And so you got to embody excellence. Every single day has to be excellent. Every single day you wake up, you got to give it all you got. You got a 120%. Don't fool yourself into thinking that this year is going to be better than last year. If you're still making excuses, there are no excuses. There are no good reasons. I told you before, man, you could cheat on your girl and probably get away with it. You might be able to cheat on your boy and get away with it. You could probably cheat in a sport. You could probably cheat in some things and get away with it. But you cannot cheat success. You cannot cheat success. You got to work for it. You got to breathe it. You got to sleep it. You got to eat it. You got to put forth 120%. And so it's a brand new year, baby. We're about to go get it. You can have it. You can be it. You can do it. But you got to accept the challenge. I'm going to be challenging you like I've never challenged you before. And if you're willing for 52 weeks to accept the challenge, if you're willing to meet your boy every Monday morning, if you're willing to meet me here, and if you're willing to do the things I'm asking you to do, I'm telling you it's going to be a year like no other year. Are you hearing me? It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, baby. All right. Everywhere we go. And you're going to have it. You're going to do it. You're going to be it. And you're not going to be dreaming about it. You're not going to be crying. You're not going to be talking about your dreams. You're going to be walking in them. All right, this is your season. You're going to walk in it. This is your season. I need you to walk in it. No more talking. No more dreaming. We're going to walk in it. So once again, it's your boy E.T. I'm hype. I'm ready. I'm ready for a season of TGIM. So let's get it. Remember, without struggle, there is no progress without struggle. There is no progress in order for the butterfly to fly. It's got to go through the cocoon process. Baby is nowhere around it.
He is unshakable. Now imagine being a gazelle. You move fast only when pushed, prodded, or chased by a lion. When the lion stops chasing, you stop running. But a lion doesn't need to be chased. A lion knows that survival depends on hunting. For a lion, the thrill isn't just in the kill. It's in the hunt itself. They revel in the chase as much as they do in the catch. Real lions love the process, the journey, as much as the prize at the end. Many of you just want the end result without falling in love with the grind, the struggle, the process. A true lion hunts until he gets what he's after. And then he hunts again and again. There's no stopping a lion. If you're going to be what you say you want to be, if you're going to achieve what you dream of, you need that lion mentality. If you're in gazelle mode, you'll fall short. You'll have average results. But if you're in lion mode, you're unstoppable. Whether you're a student, an entrepreneur, or someone trying to lose weight, you need to switch to lion mode. Significant achievements don't happen in gazelle mode. Extraordinary things happen in lion mode. When you wake up every morning, think like a lion. Tell yourself, I can get through this. I will get through this. I must get through this. On days when you feel disconnected or unmotivated, remember your goals, your purpose. Stay hungry. Never be satisfied. Do you know when an alligator is easiest to kill? Right after it eats. It's paralyzed with satisfaction. Some of you have had a taste of success, and now you're resting. But that's when you're most vulnerable. Stay hungry. Stay focused on the next goal, the next hunt. What have you achieved that's made you complacent? What success has dulled your edge? You're here to change the world, to do extraordinary things. Remember that hunger, that drive. Ordinary people accomplish extraordinary things because they stay hungry. Think about 3 people you love. Keep them in your mind every day as your motivation. When you feel like hitting the snooze button, think of them. Let their needs be louder than your comfort. Let them drive you to rise and grind. Every day, ask yourself, who am I doing this for? Let those thoughts fuel you when you want to give up. Execution isn't about doing it when it's easy. It's about pushing through when it's hard. You don't stop when you're tired. You stop when you're done. Execution is worship. We execute for those we love, for those who look up to us. That's why I wear my achievements with pride, to inspire others. You can't quit because others are watching, learning from you. You have a legacy to build. For the next 100 days, embody that lion mentality. Feel it in your soul, Declare it. I can, I will, I must. Give yourself that energy, that drive. Your future depends on it. Understand why you're here. Find your purpose, your dream, and pursue it with the intensity of a lion. Like a shark that can't swim backward, you must always move forward. Every day, seek out your goals and chase them with relentless hunger. When you're hungry, you're creative and innovative. Hunger keeps you driven, pushing you to raise your standards and achieve more. Don't let satisfaction lull you into complacency. Always strive for more. Stay hungry. Eliminate distractions. Focus on your goals with laser-like precision. Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. Praise can paralyze you, making you dwell on past successes. Keep moving forward, never letting past achievements hold you back. Stay hungry for your dreams, your next level, and your destiny. Hunger is a lifestyle, not a momentary feeling. Live it every day. Be hungry to learn, grow, and manifest your visions. Embrace this hunger, this drive. Stay disciplined, stay focused, and never be satisfied. That's the lion mentality. That's what will make you a king. The jungle is a brutal place, and every day brings new challenges. But the lion wakes up knowing that he must hunt to survive. He doesn't dwell on past victories or failures. Every day is a new opportunity to prove himself. This relentless pursuit of excellence is what sets him apart. He is not deterred by setbacks or obstacles. Instead, he sees them as opportunities to demonstrate his strength and resolve. When you adopt this mentality, you transform your approach to life. Challenges become stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. You learn to thrive under pressure, to find joy in the struggle, and to grow through adversity. This is the essence of the lion mentality. Imagine waking up each morning with a fire in your belly, a determination to seize the day. You don't hit the snooze button because you know that every minute counts. You get out of bed with purpose, driven by your goals and dreams. You tackle your tasks with energy and enthusiasm, knowing that every effort brings you closer to your objectives. This mindset is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about showing up every day, ready to give your best, even when you don't feel like it. It's about pushing through the pain, the fatigue, and the doubt, because you know that the reward is worth the struggle. And when you achieve your goals, you don't rest on your laurels. You set new ones. You keep pushing, keep striving, because you understand that true success is a journey, not a destination. You never allow yourself to become complacent. You stay hungry, always looking for the next challenge, the next opportunity to prove yourself. Think about the people you admire most. What sets them apart? It's not just their talent or their achievements. It's their drive, their determination, their relentless pursuit of excellence. Now think about your own life. What are you passionate about? What are your dreams and goals? Are you willing to do whatever it takes to achieve them? Are you ready to adopt the lion mentality? To push yourself beyond your limits? To stay hungry and never be satisfied? This is your moment. This is your time to rise and grind, to chase your dreams with the heart of a lion. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Don't let complacency dull your edge. Embrace the struggle, the grind, the process. Fall in love with the journey, and the results will follow. Every day, remind yourself of your goals. Write them down. Visualize them. Feel them in your soul. Let them drive you, motivate you, push you to be the best you can be. Surround yourself with people who support and inspire you. Seek out mentors who can guide you, challenge you, and hold you accountable. And most importantly, believe in yourself. Believe that you have what it takes to achieve your dreams. Believe that you are capable of greatness. Believe that you can and you will succeed. You are not a gazelle, running only when chased. You are a lion, a king, driven by purpose and passion. You are unstoppable, unshakable, and relentless. You have the heart of a lion, the mentality of a champion. So rise up. Chase your dreams with all your heart. Stay hungry, stay focused, and never be satisfied. This is your time. This is your moment. Be a lion. Be a king. You see, there's this temptation we all have to share every little detail of our lives. We live in a world today where people are constantly sharing on social media, in conversations, in passing moments. Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to feel connected. And while that's human, there's a fine line between sharing and oversharing, and it's one that you've got to be careful about crossing. You don't owe the world your entire self. Not everything is meant for public consumption. Some things, some parts of you need to be protected, guarded, and cherished. So today I want to talk about 5 things you should never share with anyone. These aren't rules, but lessons learned from life experience, things that, when you hold them close, protect your peace, your progress, and your purpose. Number 1, your plans. Let me tell you something, one of the most common mistakes people make is getting ahead of themselves, talking about their plans too soon. It's easy to do. When you have a vision, when you're excited about something, you want to tell the world. You want to share that spark of hope you've got inside you. But here's the thing, that dream of yours, it's fragile. It's like a newborn baby, delicate and still growing. It needs protection. It needs nurturing. And if you expose it too soon, before it's had a chance to strengthen, it could get crushed. You see, a dream, a plan, an idea, it's all potential. And potential needs time. It needs space to develop, to grow roots before it can stand on its own. But when you start talking about it too early, you risk exposing it to things it's not ready for. Negativity, doubt, and even envy from others can be like poison to a fresh dream. You might think that by sharing your vision, you're just being open, that you're creating excitement, but not everyone you tell is going to have the same reaction. Not everyone is going to feel the way you do. Some people won't understand your vision at all. They'll look at your dream and won't be able to see what you see. They'll question you, tell you it's unrealistic, or say you're aiming too high. And you know what? Sometimes that's all it takes to shake your confidence, to make you second guess yourself. Suddenly that excitement it turns into doubt. You start thinking, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe this is too much. And in that moment, you've allowed someone else's doubt to cloud your judgment, to weaken your resolve. It's like planting a seed and then constantly digging it up to see if it's growing. You're disrupting the process. Then there's the envy. Not everyone around you is going to want to see you succeed. I know that's hard to hear, but it's the truth. There are people out there who are struggling with their own failures, their own insecurities, and when they see you working towards something, instead of being happy for you, they feel threatened. They might smile to your face, but deep down they don't want to see you win because it reminds them of where they're not. So they throw shade, subtly discourage you, or even sabotage you in ways you don't see coming. You think you're just sharing your excitement, but in reality you're giving them the keys to derail your plans before they've even taken off. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a time and place to share your plans. You're not meant to walk this path alone. There will come a point when you'll need support, advice, maybe even collaboration. But the mistake people make is thinking they need to share too soon. Until your dream is solid, until it's strong enough to stand on its own 2 feet, it's best to keep it to yourself. You need to build it up in private. You need to work on it quietly, without the weight of other people's opinions, without the pressure of proving something to anyone but yourself. Think of it like this: when an artist is working on a masterpiece, they don't invite everyone into the studio while they're still sketching. They don't need an audience when they're in the middle of their process. They wait until the piece is finished, until they're ready to unveil it to the world. And when they do, the world sees the final product, the polished, completed vision, not the rough drafts and unfinished strokes that came before it. That's what you need to do with your dreams. Work in the shadows and the quiet where no one can interfere with your process. And then when you're ready, let your success speak for itself. There's power in silence. There's power in holding your cards close to your chest, in working diligently behind the scenes. Because here's the truth: when you're working in silence, you're working without distractions. You're focused. You're not performing for anyone. You're not worried about what anyone thinks or how they're going to react. You're simply building, creating, moving closer to your goal. And when you finally reveal what you've been working on, it's not a dream anymore, it's a reality. It's something that's ready to stand on its own without needing validation from anyone else. Success doesn't need an announcement. Success makes its own noise. The moment you achieve what you've been working toward, people will notice. They'll see the results, and the results will speak louder than any words ever could. But if you spend all your time talking about what you're going to do instead of actually doing it, you run the risk of being all talk and no action. You run the risk of letting your energy get wasted on impressing people with words instead of with results. It's like running a race. You don't start bragging at the starting line about how fast you're going to finish. You don't start celebrating before you've crossed the finish line. No. You keep your head down, you focus on the path ahead, and you run your race. You run with everything you've got. And when you cross that finish line, then you celebrate. Because you've earned it. You've completed the journey. But you don't get ahead of yourself. You don't let distractions pull you away from what matters: the work, the process, the grind. So keep your plans close. Share them with only those you trust completely. Those who genuinely want to see you succeed and will support you along the way. But even then, be cautious. Know that your dream is your responsibility, and it's up to you to protect it. Not everyone is going to see what you see, and that's okay. Not everyone needs to. Your dream is yours. It's your vision, your mission, and your life's work. Work in silence. Nurture your plans in private. Let them grow strong before you expose them to the world. Because when your dream is fully realized, when it's ready, it won't need an introduction. The world will see the results, and your actions will speak for themselves. So guard your plans. Protect them like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. 2, your personal struggles. Everybody's got struggles. Life is hard, and that's a truth we can't avoid. We all face moments when it feels like everything is coming down on us at once. The days when we can't seem to catch a break, when the pressure builds and weighs on our spirit, pushing us to the point where we feel like we can't keep going. It's a reality for every person walking this earth. But here's the thing: just because you're going through something doesn't mean you have to put it all on display for the world to see. There's a quiet strength in handling your struggles with privacy. Now, I'm not telling you to hold everything inside and try to be some kind of superhero. Everyone needs help, and we all need people who have our back when times get rough. But your personal struggles, the things that truly challenge you at your core, don't need to be public information. Not every battle you fight needs to be shared with everyone. You've got to learn to discern who deserves to know what's really going on with you. Because when you open up to the wrong people, you risk putting yourself in a vulnerable position, one where people might judge you, criticize you, or worse, use your weaknesses against you. You see, people love to talk. And when you share your struggles with someone who doesn't really understand you, or someone who doesn't genuinely care about your well-being, it opens the door for them to twist your story. They take bits and pieces of what you've shared and turn them into something that suits their own narrative. Before you know it, your personal battle becomes the latest topic of conversation for folks who don't have your best interests at heart. They'll speculate, they'll gossip, and they'll make assumptions about you that have nothing to do with who you really are or what you're truly going through. That's why privacy is key. Not everyone is qualified to give you the advice or support you need. Not everyone is even equipped to understand your journey. And when you share too much with the wrong people, their opinions start to shape how you see yourself. Their judgments can creep into your mind, making you doubt yourself even more than you already do. And in that space of doubt, you might start to believe the lies they built around your struggles, instead of holding on to the truth of who you are and what you're capable of overcoming. Your struggles are personal. They are a part of your story, yes, but they don't define you. They are not a measurement of your worth or your ability. Just because you're going through something doesn't mean you are less than. But too often, when you share your hardships with everyone, people start to box you in based on that one chapter of your life. They label you by your lowest moments. And that's not fair, but it's the reality of how people work. They see a fraction of your story and act like they've read the whole book. That's why it's so important to guard your struggles. You don't have to make your battles anyone else's business unless they've earned the right to carry that weight with you. It's not about shutting people out, it's about being selective. It's about knowing who truly has your back, who will stand with you in the tough times without judgment, and who will help you carry the load when it feels like too much to bear alone. Those are the people you want in your corner. Those are the ones who will offer you real support, not just empty sympathy or unsolicited advice. When you keep your struggles private, you maintain control over your narrative. You don't give people the power to turn your hardships into a storyline for their entertainment. You protect yourself from the scrutiny that comes when others feel entitled to your pain. And more importantly, you give yourself the space to heal, to process, and to grow without the noise of outside opinions clouding your judgment. You get to sit with your struggle, understand it, and face it on your own terms. Now, don't misunderstand me. There's no shame in reaching out for help when you need it. In fact, it takes courage to admit that you can't carry everything on your own. But there's a difference between seeking support and broadcasting your struggles for the world to see. Not every listener is there to help. Some are just there for the drama. And when you expose your vulnerability to people who don't truly care about your well-being, you end up feeling even more isolated because their responses aren't what you need. Instead of offering support, they offer pity, or worse, judgment. And that's not what you need when you're going through a tough time. So be selective. Choose wisely who you share your struggles with. Lean on the people who've proven that they're in your corner for the long haul. The ones who will stand with you through the highs and the lows. Those are the people who will offer you real, meaningful support. The kind that lifts you up instead of tearing you down. They won't judge you for your struggles, and they won't use them as ammunition against you. They'll help you carry the weight. And they'll remind you of your strength when you've forgotten it yourself. At the end of the day, your struggles are your own. They are a part of your journey, but they are not the whole story. And they certainly don't need to be shared with the world at large. Instead of giving everyone a front row seat to your battles, take a step back. Protect your peace. Protect your mental and emotional space. Share your burdens with those who have earned the right to walk alongside you, but don't feel obligated to let everyone in. Because not everyone deserves that access to your life. Remember, privacy is power. There's strength in knowing when to speak and when to stay silent. There's wisdom in understanding that not every part of your life needs to be open for public consumption. Your struggles are part of what makes you who you are, but they are not the definition of who you are. And as you navigate those tough times, keep your circle tight and protect the parts of your journey that are still unfolding. The world doesn't need to know your every battle. They don't need to see every tear or hear every hardship. What the world will see in time is your resilience. They'll see the strength you've built in the quiet moments, the strength you've cultivated when no one was watching. And when you emerge on the other side of your struggle, stronger and more determined than ever, that's when you can share the lessons you've learned, not the pain you endured. Because the story of your survival is yours to tell. And it's a story that doesn't need to be written in the middle of your battle, but after you've come through the other side. 3, your finances. Money is a tricky subject. People love to talk about it, flash it around, or ask questions about what you've got going on financially. But here's the truth: your financial situation is nobody's business but yours. Whether you're living paycheck to paycheck or you've got more than enough, the details of your finances are personal, and they should stay that way. The moment you start sharing too much, you open yourself up to a world of unnecessary complications. We all know people who like to show off their wealth. They want everybody to see what they've got, the fancy car, the big house, the expensive vacations. They want the world to know they're doing well. But let me tell you, there's a danger in that. The more you put your financial success on display, the more attention you attract. And not all of that attention is going to be good. Some people will see your success and congratulate you, but others, they'll see an opportunity. Not everyone around you has good intentions, and if you're not careful, they'll find a way to get a piece of what you've worked so hard to earn. There's always somebody looking to take advantage. The more you broadcast what you have, the more you become a target for people who are envious or opportunistic. They might come to you asking for favors, pretending to be your friend, but deep down, they're only interested in what they can get from you. And before you know it, if you're not careful, you'll be drained emotionally, mentally, and financially. It's a slow process, one that can sneak up on you if you're not paying attention. And let's flip the script for a second. What happens when you're struggling financially and you start telling people about it? That's just as dangerous, if not more. When you let the wrong people in on your financial difficulties, you open the door to all kinds of judgment, pity, and manipulation. People love to talk and they're quick to gossip. Once you share your financial struggles, you give them ammunition to spread rumors or cast judgment on you. Suddenly, your private struggles become public knowledge, and you're not in control of the narrative anymore. Some folks will even pretend to offer help, but their help comes with strings attached. They might lend you money, but now they've got something to hold over your head. They'll act like they're doing you a favor, but they'll expect something in return. It might not be immediate, but trust me, they'll collect eventually. And once they've got that hold on you, it's hard to break free. The thing about money is that it's a tool. It's a resource that you use to live your life, but it's not something that needs to define you or your relationships with others. When you start sharing too much about your finances, you risk letting it take over how people see you, how they treat you, and even how they approach you. Whether you have a lot or a little, your financial situation shouldn't be the reason people are drawn to you or pushed away from you. That's why it's so important to keep your finances private. It's not about being secretive, it's about being smart. You don't need to broadcast every financial win or struggle to the world. You don't need to explain yourself or let anyone in on your financial details unless it's absolutely necessary. The only people who should know the ins and outs of your finances are those you trust completely, people who have your best interests at heart, people who will give you sound advice and won't use your financial situation to manipulate or take advantage of you. And when it comes to money, trust is key. Whether you're discussing investments, debts, savings, or spending, the people you talk to about your finances should be people you know will keep that information confidential. These are the people who won't gossip behind your back, who won't judge you based on your bank account, and who won't try to get something out of you just because you're in a certain financial situation. In today's world, we're surrounded by social media and constant pressure to share everything about our lives. But when it comes to your finances, you need to resist that urge. You don't owe anyone explanation for how you're living, what you're spending, or how much you're earning. And the less you share, the more control you keep over your life. Because here's the thing, once you let someone into that part of your life, you're giving them power to judge, power to manipulate, and power to spread your business where it doesn't belong. So whether you're financially comfortable or you're working through some struggles, keep that information close. Guard it. Not everyone needs to know what's going on with your money. The only time you should be discussing your finances is when it's with someone you trust completely, someone who's in your corner for the right reasons. Don't fall into the trap of oversharing or trying to keep up with others just because it seems like everyone else is putting their financial life on display. In the end, your finances are just one part of your life. They don't define you. They don't determine your worth. And they certainly don't need to be the reason people are drawn to or distanced from you. Keep that part of your life private, and you'll find that you have more peace, more control, and fewer people trying to take advantage of you. Your money, your business. Keep it that way. 4, your good deeds. There's something truly special about doing good in the world, helping others, giving back, and making a difference in someone else's life? When you reach out to lift someone up, when you offer kindness without expecting anything in return, you're making the world just a little bit better. But here's where people often get it wrong. Your good deeds don't need to be shouted from the rooftops. In fact, the most meaningful acts of kindness are often done in silence, without fanfare, without a spotlight. The moment you start talking about every good thing you do, the purpose behind it shifts. Instead of focusing on the people you're helping or the difference you're making, it becomes about you. It becomes about how others perceive you, about boosting your image or feeding your ego. And that's not why we do good, is it? The intention behind kindness should never be about getting recognition or praise. When your actions become performative, when they're done for applause or approval, they lose a bit of their purity. True generosity comes from a place of love, empathy, and understanding. It's about connecting with another human being and recognizing their worth, even when the world might have overlooked them. When you give to others, whether it's your time, money, or a simple act of kindness, the power of that act lies in the intention behind it, not in who knows about it. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of wanting others to see the good you're doing, but the most profound good often happens quietly in the moments that no one else witnesses. There's an old saying, the left hand shouldn't know what the right hand is doing. This means that when you perform an act of kindness, it should be so natural, so effortless, that it doesn't even occur to you to tell anyone about it. You're not doing it for validation, you're doing it because it's the right thing to do. When you keep your good deeds private, they remain pure, untouched by the need for approval or recognition. They stay true to their original purpose. That's not to say that you should never talk about the good you're doing. There are certainly times when sharing your story can inspire others to act, when it can bring attention to important causes or spark meaningful conversations. Sometimes, by sharing your journey, you can encourage others to get involved, to give back, to care about something larger than themselves. But those moments are rare, and they should come from a place of sincerity, not self-promotion. Most of the time, the real power of your good deeds comes from the fact that they were done quietly, without expecting anything in return. There's something beautiful about helping someone and knowing that no one else needs to know about it. It's like planting a seed. You don't need to see it grow to know that you've done something worthwhile. The act itself is enough. You don't need applause to validate your kindness. The impact is felt whether or not anyone else is aware of it. When you start broadcasting your charitable work, it can cheapen the act. It turns something that should be selfless into something performative. Instead of being about the people you're helping, it becomes about the attention you're seeking. And while it might feel good to receive recognition for doing good, that's not the reason we do it. If your motivation for helping others is rooted in how it makes you look, then you're missing the point entirely. The most genuine acts of kindness are done with no expectation of repayment, no hope for praise. They come from the heart, from a desire to make the world a better place. And often, those acts go unnoticed by the rest of the world. But that doesn't make them any less impactful. In fact, sometimes the most significant changes happen when no one is watching. You never know how far a single act of kindness can ripple through someone's life. Keeping your good deeds private doesn't mean you're hiding them. It means you understand that the value of what you do doesn't depend on who knows about it. The world doesn't need to applaud you for you to know you've done something meaningful. The person you helped, the difference you made, that's the true reward. The gratitude you see in someone's eyes, the relief in their voice, that's the recognition that matters. So the next time you find yourself doing something good, pause for a moment before you share it. Ask yourself why you feel the need to tell others. If it's to inspire or to spread awareness, then share with purpose. But if it's for validation, consider holding on to that moment for yourself. Let it be a quiet victory, a reminder that you're making a difference in the world without needing anyone else's approval. Because in the end, the impact of what you do doesn't depend on who knows about it. It depends on the intention behind it and the lives you touch along the way. 5, your next move. In life, your next move is everything. It's the step that could define your future, open doors you never thought possible, and push you closer to your dreams. But here's the critical part: never share your next move before you make it. Life is like a chess game, and every move is part of your strategy. If you start broadcasting your intentions too early, you give others the chance to interfere. And trust me, not everyone around you is rooting for your success. You might think that sharing your plans with friends, family, or colleagues will rally support, but that's not always the case. Some people, maybe even those close to you, don't want to see you rise. Your success can feel like a threat to them, a reminder of what they aren't doing, what they haven't accomplished. And that's when jealousy starts to creep in. They might not outright sabotage you, but they can plant seeds of doubt, give you advice that leads you off course, or talk you out of taking risks that are necessary for your growth. When you reveal your next move, you expose yourself to criticism. Everybody suddenly has an opinion about what you should or shouldn't do. And while some feedback might be well-intentioned, other comments can be laced with negativity, discouragement, or even envy. People might tell you your plan won't work, that it's too risky, or that you should play it safe. They'll project their fears onto you. And if you're not careful, you'll start second-guessing yourself. That hesitation, that doubt, can be enough to derail your entire plan. By keeping your next move private, you maintain control. You decide when and how things unfold. You don't have to answer to anyone or explain yourself before you're ready. You move in silence. And when the time is right, you let the results speak for themselves. It's a powerful way to stay ahead of the game, because while others are busy speculating or trying to figure out what you're up to, you're already executing, already advancing. Think about it this way: if you were playing a game of chess, would you tell your opponent your strategy before making a move? Of course not. You'd keep your plan close to your chest, making moves based on what's best for you, not worrying about how others will react. Life is no different. You don't owe anyone a preview of your next step. Sometimes the best way to protect your dreams is by keeping them private until they've fully developed. There's also a level of freedom that comes with keeping your moves to yourself. When you're not weighed down by other people's opinions, you're able to act confidently, trusting your own instincts and judgment. You're not seeking validation or approval, because you know that the only person who truly understands the importance of your next move is you. That freedom allows you to take risks that others might not understand, to step out of your comfort zone without needing to explain why. Now, I'm not suggesting that you should live in isolation or shut people out completely. Life is about connection, and there's value in sharing with the people who matter. But it's about discernment. It's about knowing who to trust, when to share, and when to keep things close. Not everyone deserves to know your plans, and not every idea needs to be aired before it's had time to mature. Some things need to be nurtured in private before they're revealed to the world. When you keep your moves private, you're also giving yourself the space to pivot if necessary. Plans change, life throws curveballs, and sometimes the path you thought you were on shifts. If you've shared your every intention with others, there's a pressure to stick to what you said, even if it's no longer the right course. But when you've kept things to yourself, you have the flexibility to adjust, to change directions without having to explain or justify it to anyone. So as you navigate through life, remember that your next move is yours and yours alone. You don't owe anyone an explanation or a roadmap of where you're headed. Focus on making the best decisions for yourself, and trust that the results will speak louder than any words ever could. Move in silence. And when it's time, let your actions show the world exactly what you're capable of. That's the real power of being able to navigate your journey without letting others influence or derail your path. At the end of the day, it's not about keeping secrets or shutting people out. It's about protecting what's most precious to you: your dreams, your goals, your vision for the future. There's a time for sharing, but there's also a time for holding things close, for letting your next move be something only you know. That's where your strength lies, in your ability to move strategically, to stay focused, and to keep pushing forward without allowing others to interfere. When you do reveal your move, let it be after it's already in motion, when you've built something solid that no one can tear down. Then, and only then, will the world see what you've been working on, and by that point, it will be too late for anyone to stop you. So as you move forward in life, remember these 5 things: your plans, your struggles, your finances, your good deeds, and your next move. Guard them. Not because you're hiding them, but because they're yours, and they deserve to be nurtured, respected, and kept safe. And when the time is right, when you built what you set out to build, when you've overcome what you've been facing, when you've succeeded in the ways you've dreamed of, let your actions speak for you. Because at the end of the day, it's not about what you share. It's about what you do. Thank you. Your future isn't determined by luck or chance, it's shaped by the habits you build today. You know, life is a funny thing. We're all out here chasing success, chasing happiness, trying to figure out how to live our best lives. But what I've learned over the years is this success isn't about what you achieve. It's not about what you have. It's about who you are. The truth is, your habits, what you do when nobody's watching, those are the things that will define your destiny. See, greatness doesn't just show up at your door one day. You've got to build it brick by brick, day by day. And those bricks, they're your habits. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. So tonight, we're not talking about dreams. We're talking about the choices you make every single day, the discipline it takes, and the commitment to show up, even when it's hard. Because if you can master that, oh, let me tell you, there's nothing that can stop you. Habit one, be proactive. Being proactive is about mindset, but it's also about consistent, deliberate action. It's a shift in thinking where you stop seeing yourself as a passenger in life and start seeing yourself as the driver. No more sitting back and hoping things work out. You take responsibility for your outcomes because you know that your decisions, your actions, and even your attitude are shaping your reality every single day. Imagine this life throws curveballs. It's guaranteed. Unexpected challenges, setbacks, and problems are inevitable. But the proactive person doesn't sit there and let these things derail them. Instead, they anticipate obstacles. They plan ahead. They prepare themselves mentally and emotionally, so when life throws a challenge, they're ready to face it head on. It's about looking at the opportunities in every situation, even when things seem tough. Instead of saying, why is this happening to me? The proactive person asks, what can I learn from this? They don't complain about the problem, they work on the solution. They focus on what can be done, and they do it no excuses, no waiting for someone else to take the first step. Proactive people also understand that their decisions today echo into their future. They think long term. They don't just react impulsively to what feels good in the moment. They consider how their actions today will impact their goals tomorrow. Every action, no matter how small, is aligned with their bigger purpose. Think of it like planting seeds. You don't plant them today and expect a full-grown tree tomorrow. You nurture it, water it, and protect it from the elements. Over time, it grows and bears fruit. Being proactive is that same long-term commitment, knowing that the actions you take now, no matter how small, will pay off in ways you may not even see yet. It's about creating momentum in your life. When you're proactive, you start to build positive habits that compound over time. Little by little, your consistent efforts stack up and push you forward. Proactive people are intentional with their time and energy. They don't wait for motivation, they create it through their discipline and focus. And here's the real beauty of it: being proactive gives you control, not over the world, but over yourself. It's about owning your choices, your responses, and your path forward. The more you practice it, the more resilient you become, because you're no longer at the mercy of external forces. You realize that the power to shape your life has always been in your hands. Habit 2, begin with the end. Begin with the end in mind is about vision. It's about knowing where you're going before you even start the journey. Think about it like this: if you were building a house, you wouldn't just start hammering nails into wood and hope for the best. You'd have a blueprint. You'd know exactly what the finished home should look like, how many rooms there are, where the walls and windows go. The same concept applies to your life. When you begin with the end in mind, you're essentially creating a personal vision of what you want your future to look like. It's more than just setting goals. It's about defining your values, your principles, and the kind of person you want to become. It's a conscious choice to think deeply about your long-term destination, whether in your career, relationships, health, or personal growth. Having a clear vision of the end shapes the decisions you make in the present. It guides your steps, helps you prioritize, and aligns your daily actions with your ultimate purpose. Without this clear picture, you risk drifting through life, reacting to whatever comes your way instead of taking deliberate steps toward your desired outcomes. Think about it like a compass. Your vision is your true north, giving you direction no matter what challenges you face or how lost you might feel. When distractions or setbacks come along, and they always will, having that end goal in mind keeps you anchored. It allows you to make decisions today that are in alignment with the future you want to create. But here's the thing, beginning with the end in mind also requires you to step outside of the moment and think beyond immediate gratification. It's about looking at the bigger picture. What do you truly want out of life? Not just right now, but in the long run? What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? These are the questions that shape your path. It's not just about achieving success in terms of wealth, status, or accolades, although those may be part of it. It's also about fulfilling your deeper purpose, your calling. What do you want your life to stand for? When you define that, everything else becomes clearer. And it's important to understand that beginning with the end in mind isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing practice of reflection and realignment. As you grow and evolve, your vision may shift, and that's okay. The key is to always keep checking in with yourself, making sure your actions are in harmony with your desired outcomes. This habit gives you clarity and focus. It helps you avoid getting lost in the noise of day-to-day life. When you know where you're headed, the journey becomes more purposeful, and every step, no matter how small, takes you closer to that ultimate vision you've crafted for yourself. Habit 3, put first things first. Put first things first is about prioritization. It's where the rubber meets the road. You set your vision. You know what the end looks like. But now you've got to organize your life in a way that reflects those priorities. This habit is about discipline and execution, doing the things that matter most, even when they're hard or less urgent. At its core, put first things first is about focusing on what's truly important rather than getting caught up in the noise of the urgent. It's easy to spend your time on tasks that seem pressing: emails, meetings, or daily distractions, but they might not actually move you closer to your goals. This habit challenges you to step back and ask, is this action helping me move toward the life I've envisioned? Think of your time like a bucket. You have big rocks representing your most important priorities: your health, relationships, career goals, personal development. Then you've got smaller pebbles, which are less important tasks that still need to be done. And finally, you've got sand, the small, trivial things that fill up your day, like checking social media or mindlessly scrolling through emails. If you fill your bucket with sand first, there's no room for the big rocks. But if you start by placing the big rocks, everything else can fit around them. Putting first things first is about identifying those big rocks in your life and making sure they get your attention and effort. It means carving out time for the things that align with your vision and values, even when other distractions demand your immediate attention. It's about saying no to things that aren't aligned with your priorities. That's where the real challenge lies. Most people are pulled in 1,000 different directions, trying to juggle too many things at once. But when you're clear on what matters most, you can be more selective with your time. You learn to say no to the things that don't serve your larger goals so you can say yes to what truly counts. And it's not just about managing your time, but also your energy. You can't do everything at once, and you shouldn't try. Prioritization means focusing on a few key things that will make the biggest impact. It's about being intentional with your efforts, directing them toward what will produce real results rather than just spinning your wheels on tasks that feel urgent but don't contribute to your long-term success. Put first things first is understanding the difference between what's urgent and what's important. Urgency often demands immediate action, but it doesn't always align with importance. Important tasks are those that directly impact your goals, but they don't always come with a flashing red light. It's easy to push them aside because they don't seem as pressing in the moment. For example, building a strong relationship with your family, investing time in your health, or developing a skill, these are important but not necessarily urgent. They don't demand your attention in the same way an overflowing inbox or an approaching deadline does. But over time, if you neglect these important areas, you'll find yourself in crisis mode, trying to make up for lost time. Putting first things first is about having the discipline to do what matters, even when other things seem more pressing. It requires a high level of self-awareness and constant evaluation of how you're spending your time. You have to be intentional about protecting your time and energy for the things that align with your vision. By focusing on the most important task each day, you build momentum and make meaningful progress towards your long-term goals. This habit demands commitment and consistency, not just in moments of calm, but especially when life gets hectic. It's about making tough choices and sticking to your priorities when the world around you pulls in different directions. Habit 4, think win-win. Think win-win is all about shifting your mindset when it comes to interactions with others. It's about seeking mutual benefit in all relationships, both personal and professional, rather than seeing life as a zero-sum game where one person's gain is another's loss. This mindset is rooted in the belief that there's enough success, opportunity, and abundance for everyone, and that the best outcomes are those where all parties feel they've benefited. When you embrace the think win-win habit, you stop approaching situations with a competitive or combative mindset. Instead, you begin to see others not as rivals, but as collaborators. It's about fostering relationships where everyone feels valued, respected, and heard. In business, friendships, or family relationships, this mentality encourages cooperation over competition and compromise over conflict. To think win-win requires a deep sense of empathy and understanding. You're not just focused on what you want, but also on what the other person wants. It's a balancing act of assertiveness and empathy, where you openly communicate your needs while also listening to and considering the needs of others. This mutual respect is the foundation of any win outcome. It's easy to fall into the trap of a win-lose mentality, where one person seeks to win at the expense of the other. But in the long run, this approach is often destructive, breeding resentment and damaging relationships. In contrast, win-win thinking builds trust, loyalty, and cooperation. It leads to solutions that strengthen relationships rather than weaken them. Win-win isn't about being soft or giving in, though. It doesn't mean sacrificing your own needs or settling for less just to make someone else happy. It's about finding solutions that are fair and mutually beneficial. You maintain your own integrity and objectives while ensuring the other party feels the same. This balance creates sustainable, healthy outcomes where both sides can thrive. One of the key elements of win-win thinking is the abundance mentality. People with an abundance mentality believe that there's enough to go around, that success and opportunity aren't limited. In contrast, a scarcity mentality operates from the belief that if someone else wins, you lose. It's the fear that opportunities are finite, which leads to competition and defensiveness. With an abundance mindset, however, you realize that collaboration often creates more value for everyone involved. By working together and helping others succeed, you don't diminish your own chances for success, you enhance them. Win-win outcomes foster a sense of shared accomplishment, where success is multiplied, not divided. Another component of thinking win-win is the idea of seeking third alternatives. In many cases, people think there are only two options, my way or your way, but win-win thinking encourages a broader view. Instead of being locked into a mindset of compromise where both sides give up something, you look for a third solution that meets the needs of both parties, sometimes even better than the original options. This type of thinking requires creativity and open-mindedness. You have to be willing to move beyond your initial position, explore new possibilities, and think outside the box. By doing so, you often discover solutions that satisfy everyone involved, allowing both parties to walk away feeling like winners. Thinking win-win also requires a certain level of maturity. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking only of yourself, especially when emotions are high or the stakes feel significant. But win-win thinking requires emotional intelligence, being able to step back, manage your own feelings, and approach situations with a calm, collaborative mindset. It's also about being confident in your own worth. People who struggle with a win-win mindset often operate from a place of insecurity, feeling that they must win to prove themselves or protect their position. But true win-win thinking comes from a place of self-assurance. You're secure enough in your own value that you don't need to diminish someone else's worth to feel successful. Think win-win isn't just about solving problems. It's about creating an atmosphere of trust and cooperation in every interaction. When people know that you're looking out for their interests as well as your own, they're more likely to do the same for you. This creates a positive, productive cycle where both parties feel safe to share openly, negotiate fairly, and collaborate freely. This habit applies in all areas of life. In business, it leads to better partnerships, stronger teams, and long-lasting client relationships. In personal relationships, it fosters deeper connections, healthier communication, and mutual respect. Habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Seek first to understand, then to be understood is a principle that centers on improving how we communicate with others by prioritizing empathy and active listening. It emphasizes the importance of truly understanding another person's perspective before expressing your own thoughts or solutions. Active listening involves more than just hearing the words someone is saying. It requires paying attention to their emotions, body language, and underlying concerns. It's about fully immersing yourself in their viewpoint and demonstrating genuine interest and respect for their experience. This approach not only helps you grasp the complete picture of what they are communicating, but also shows that you value their perspective. This habit requires patience and self-restraint. Instead of immediately jumping in with your own responses or solutions, you take the time to listen deeply. This thoughtful approach helps build a foundation of trust and mutual respect as the other person feels heard and understood. It shifts the focus from merely waiting for your turn to speak to actively engaging with their point of view. When you have made an effort to understand the other person, you create a more receptive environment for your own views. People are more likely to listen to and consider your perspective if they feel you've genuinely listened to theirs first. This leads to more effective communication and helps prevent misunderstandings and conflicts. The habit also involves validating the other person's feelings and concerns. It's not about agreeing with everything they say, but acknowledging that their perspective is important and worth considering. By doing so, you foster a collaborative atmosphere where both parties can work together to find common ground or solutions. In practical terms, this habit can transform how conflicts are resolved and how relationships are built. It encourages open dialogue and facilitates a deeper connection between individuals. It's a powerful tool for creating a positive communication environment where mutual understanding and respect are at the forefront. Habit 6, synergize. Synergize is about harnessing the power of collaboration and teamwork to achieve outcomes that are greater than the sum of individual efforts. It's the principle of working together to create solutions that none of the parties involved could have reached alone. This habit emphasizes the value of combining diverse perspectives and strengths to produce superior results. At its core, synergy is about leveraging the unique skills, talents, and viewpoints of each team member. It recognizes that each person brings something different to the table, and by integrating these diverse inputs, you can create innovative solutions and achieve goals more effectively. This is different from simply working in a group. It's about creating a cohesive, collaborative effort where the interaction of different elements generates a result that exceeds what each individual could accomplish separately. Synergy thrives on trust and open communication. For true synergy to occur, team members need to be willing to share their ideas, listen to others, and build on each other's strengths. It involves creating an environment where everyone feels valued and where their contributions are respected. This collaborative atmosphere encourages creativity and problem solving, as team members feel free to express their ideas and challenge each other constructively. This habit also requires a shift from traditional problem-solving approaches. Instead of working in isolation or competing against each other, synergizing involves coming together to explore new possibilities. It means approaching challenges with an open mind and being willing to compromise or adapt in order to find the best solution. A key aspect of synergy is understanding and appreciating differences. In a synergistic team, diversity is seen as an asset rather than a hurdle. Different perspectives and experiences are viewed as opportunities for growth and innovation. By embracing these differences and working through them, teams can develop more robust and creative solutions. Effective synergy also involves clear roles and responsibilities. For collaboration to be productive, each team member needs to understand their role and how it fits into the larger effort. This clarity helps prevent overlap and ensures that everyone is contributing in a way that supports the collective goal. It also involves coordinating efforts and integrating the various components of the project or problem to achieve a seamless and efficient outcome. Synergizing is not just about achieving immediate goals, but also about building relationships and fostering a positive team dynamic. It creates a sense of unity and shared purpose, where team members are motivated to work together and support each other. This collaborative spirit not only enhances productivity, but also improves morale and satisfaction within the team. In practice, synergy can lead to breakthrough innovations and successful outcomes that might not have been possible through individual efforts alone. It involves creating a collaborative culture where the collective intelligence and effort of the group lead to exceptional results. By embracing synergy, teams and organizations can achieve greater success and drive positive change through effective collaboration and integration. Habit 7, sharpen the saw. Sharpen the saw is about the continual process of self-improvement and renewal. It emphasizes the importance of regularly investing in yourself to maintain and enhance your effectiveness across all areas of life: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Just like a saw needs to be sharpened regularly to cut efficiently, your personal growth and well-being require ongoing attention and care. This habit involves taking proactive steps to renew and refresh yourself, ensuring that you can perform at your best. It's about creating a balanced approach to personal development, where you make time for activities that rejuvenate and strengthen each dimension of your life. Physical renewal: this includes taking care of your body through exercise, proper nutrition, and adequate rest. Regular physical activity not only improves your health, but also boosts your energy levels and enhances your overall productivity. It's about making time for activities that keep you in good shape and prevent burnout. Mental renewal: this involves engaging in activities that stimulate and challenge your mind. It could be through reading, learning new skills, or pursuing intellectual hobbies. Mental renewal helps keep your mind sharp, enhances problem-solving abilities, and fosters creativity. It's about dedicating time to personal growth and intellectual development. Emotional renewal: emotional well-being is about managing stress, building resilience, and maintaining a positive outlook. This can be achieved through practices like mindfulness, journaling, or connecting with supportive friends and family. Emotional renewal helps you navigate challenges with a balanced mindset and fosters healthy relationships. Spiritual renewal: this aspect focuses on finding purpose and meaning in life. It could involve spiritual practices, reflection, or engaging in activities that align with your values and beliefs. Beliefs. Spiritual renewal helps provide a sense of direction and fulfillment, contributing to overall well-being. Sharpening the saw requires intentional effort and regular practice. It's about setting aside time for these renewal activities and making them a priority in your life. It's easy to become so focused on achieving your goals that you neglect your own well-being, but without regular renewal, your effectiveness and satisfaction can diminish over time. This habit also involves a commitment to self-care and self-awareness. It's about recognizing when you're feeling depleted or out of balance and taking the necessary steps to address it. By prioritizing your own renewal, you maintain a high level of performance and resilience, enabling you to better handle challenges and seize opportunities. Overall, Sharpen the Saw is about creating a sustainable approach to personal development. It ensures that you remain effective and energized by continually investing in yourself and maintaining balance across all aspects of your life. In wrapping up our journey through these 7 transformative habits, remember that each one is a step towards a more empowered, purposeful life. We've explored how being proactive sets the stage for taking control of our destiny. We've seen how beginning with the end in mind creates a clear vision of what we want to achieve. We've learned the importance of putting first things first, prioritizing what truly matters. Thinking win-win reminds us to seek mutual benefits in our interactions, fostering relationships built on respect and cooperation. Seeking first to understand, then to be understood, shifts our communication from mere exchange to genuine connection. Synergizing teaches us that collaboration can produce results far greater than individual efforts alone. And finally, sharpening the saw is the commitment to continuous self-improvement, ensuring we remain at our best in all aspects of life. Each of these habits, when woven together, forms a powerful framework for personal and professional growth. They are not just actions, but principles that, when practiced consistently, lead to lasting change and fulfillment. Ladies and gentlemen, let me leave you with this: life is a series of choices and actions, and the path to greatness is paved with discipline and purpose. These 7 habits aren't just a set of steps to follow, they're a way of life. They're about pushing yourself to be better, not just for yourself, but for those around you. So as you move forward, remember this, don't just go through life, grow through it. Embrace these habits with passion. Let them guide you through the challenges and triumphs. And when you hit those tough spots, and you will remember that the strength to overcome lies in your hands. You've got what it takes to rise, to shine, and to make a difference. Now go out there and put these principles into action. Be bold, be relentless, and be unstoppable. Your journey to greatness starts now. Thank you. And may your path be filled with purpose and success.